ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आविश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 15, verse number 8. This is description of Krishna's Gocharana-līlā, his pastime of tending the cows. And he entered into his Paganda age, 6 plus, but less than 10. So he started tending the cows, and he is relishing the view of Vrindavan, lush green trees full of fruits and flowers, birds, bees, animals, lakes, nice fragrant wind, so wonderful atmosphere, and then cows, fresh milk, and he has his friends to play. So what more you want? If you have a nice place free from pollution and all your needs are satisfied by the trees, and you have loving friends, there is no politics, no fear that what game this person is playing, what game that person is playing. So that is the pleasure of life. If you can live with even one person with whom you can confide, just one, whom you can actually trust, and you have absolutely no inhibition, no fear that if I tell this person something, then this person can take advantage or maybe something bad can happen. So how good you feel to be with such a person. And now he is with people like this all around. So you can understand the bliss, the pleasure, the happiness that they are relishing here in Vrindavan. So this is what Vrindavan actually means. Vrindavan means place free from politics. Absolutely. Free from any kind of attacks, criticisms, backbiting, or some plans to throw you off. So that's what is called Vrindavan. And that is everybody's wish. But we also have other problems where we sabotage anything like this. So therefore it says, Dhanyaya madhya dharani trinvirudhastvat पादस्पृशोद्रुमलता करजाभिमृष्टः नद्योद्रयः खगमृगा सदयावलोकैर् गोप्योऽन्तरेण भुजयोरपि यतस्पृहाश्री. So it says Dhanya iyam adya dharani. He is praising Balram, his brother, that this dharani, this earth is certainly fortunate today because it has got the touch of your feet. So even the land is feeling blessed. And so are the Trin-virudha, the grass, the creepers. He already spoke about the trees. So now he is speaking about the grass and the creepers. Padasprisho, because they have got the touch of your feet. And Drumalataha, and also trees and creepers are of two types. There are creepers which spread on the ground, and there are creepers which go onto the tree. Right? Ashraya vinana tishtanti brahmana striya lataha. It is said that brahmanas, women and creepers, they cannot stay without ashraya, shelter. So the creeper needs the shelter of a tree to go up. That is the lata. And virudha is just go in the ground, like the karela or loki, creepers. So karjabhimrishta, they have been touched by your nails because he's maybe plucking flowers or fruits. Nadyodrayah khagamriga sadayavalokai. And the rivers, the mountains, the birds and the animals. So they are all dhanya, they are all fortunate because you have looked at them with sadaya avaloka, with compassionate glance. And gopyontarena bhujyorapi yatasprihashri. And also this gopi here is a type of creeper. So gopi, shama, shakhi shyat, ananta utpal shariva. According to our course, this is a type of creeper which is called Syama and also Shariva. It's also called Gopi. Different names for the same. So Antarena, so Bhujiyor, so it seems to be that it is maybe part of the garland which he is wearing, because it says Bhujiyor Antarena, this within your arms. Or maybe he has plucked this and put around his neck. So Gopya Antarena Bhujiyorapi. So this is certainly fortunate because she has got the chance to be on your chest, which even Lakshmi is desiring. Yataspriha Sri. So even Lakshmi desires to be on your chest, but she only desires. And this creeper actually is on your chest. So how fortunate is it? Inside अंतर, अंदर जानता, अंदर, अंदर बाहर.
So Bhuje or Antarayan, which combines embrace.
In between your arms.
Okay.
अंदर नहीं जानते अंदर क्या होता?
जी जी.
क्या होता?
अंदर मतलब अंदर. अंदर मतलब अंदर लेना, भुजाओं के बीच में लेना.
तो वही तो अंतर है ना. अंदर इसी से तो आया अंतर. हिंदी में अंदर, संस्कृत में अंतर. स्वयं तत्तत् कर्तृक सेवया तान् स्तुत्वा श्री राम कर्तृक प्रसादेन अपि तानेव अनुरक्तैरन्यैश्च सहितान् स्तौति. So he says in this way, in the previous slokas, he spoke about the various services which they are doing, because he says that the fragrant wind is coming and the water is sweet and sound of the birds. So how it was pleasing to all the five senses, right? That's what we read. So they are doing service to satisfy, to gratify the senses of Balaram. And now he is saying that how Balaram is reciprocating to them. So that's what is being described here. Satans tattva Sri Rama Kartrika Prasadenapi. So the blessing which is given by Sri Balaram, Taneva Anuraktairanyescha Sahitan Stauti. So he is describing that Dhanyayam Dharni, the earth is very fortunate. Adyaiti Avataragat Sthula Kala Kalam Alambya Ukti Vachkena Padena Tatswarupa Varaha Shesha Sparshadapi Tvatsparso Asyati Sukhadayati Dyotitam. So what is the significance of the word Adya or today? So he says that this Adya, it is referring specifically to the present time when Balaram was present, when he is there. So he says that it is to indicate that earlier also there were other avatars who has touched on earth, like Varahadev, because Varaha uplifted the earth from the waters. And there is also Shesha, who is supposed to be holding the earth on his head. So Varaha Shesh Sparshadapi Tvatsparso Asya Ati Sukhada. But the touch of your feet is more pleasing. So they are your avatara, but you have come yourself, and now earth is feeling very blessed by that. So this is the implied sense of the word Adya. So Kuto Dhanyayamiti Chet. So how is that the earth is fortunate, in what sense? So now that is described. Dharnisthanam Trinadinam api tvat samparkadeva ityaha trinam. That all these grass, creepers, etc., they have become fortunate because they are on the earth and they are being touched by you. Satranani cha virudhascha tah tvat padabhyam sprik sparsho yasam tatha bhuta yatah. So because they are being touched by your feet, all these creepers, grass, etc. And druma latascha, and also the trees and the creepers, karjai pushpatrotanartham nakhairabhimrishta sprishta. So you are plucking some flowers, so then you use your nails to pluck them. So that's why it says karaja. Karaja means nails. Kara means hand and ja is because it's born coming out of the hand. So nails are called karaja. Nakha also. But karaja is also used. So nadyadescha sarkripavalokai. And then there is a river and mountains. So they are feeling blessed just by your compassionate, your gracious looks on them. So sadaya avalokai. So daya means compassion and sadaya means with. So avalokan, to see, to look, to glance with compassion. Then he gives another meaning. He breaks this sadaya into two words as sat plus aya. So sat is to be, becomes sad, sandhi. And aya, so it says aya subhavaho vidhi. So yebhyas tatha bhutair avlokaihi sahitayat. So subhava means auspicious. That is the meaning. So means your grace is very auspicious, your vision. Kinchita sugandha sitalam gopir paryayam sharivam valli vakshasi kautukena dhriyamana vilokya. So there is this valli, this creeper called shariva. So it is very fragrant and cooling. So in a very playful mood, Balram has plucked one part of it and put it around his neck. So it is hanging on his chest. So looking at that, then he speaks like this. So this creeper is also called Gopi. So that's why it says Gopi Paryayam Sharivam. So Dhriyamana Vilokya Gopyaha Shyamavalleo api bhujiyor antram vakshastena sahitayate. So these creepers are within your arms because they are on the chest and they are inside the arms. So they are very blessed. Shrihi sobhapi yasmai sprihati sa. So yat spriha Sri. So Sri means beauty. That they are so beautiful, they are appearing so beautiful on your chest that even the beauty personified desires this to be there. Ya valli shobhamapi shobhayati ateva vakshasi tvaya dhriyate iti bhava. So this creeper, the beauty of your chest is beautifying the beauty of the creeper. So that's for this Sobhaya, Yat Spriha Sri, Sri is also desiring that. Pakshe Gopyo, now he gives another meaning to this, little historic meaning. So alternatively, Gopi also, everybody knows the gopis. Gopi of Vraj Sundare. The young girls of Vraja, they are also gopi. Yat spriha yasmai bhujantara lakshmirapi sprihati. So gopi means Vraj Sundari, and they are these girls, they get the chance to be embraced by Balram, and this is what Lakshmi is also desiring. So yasmai yat spriha yasmai bhujantara lakshmirapi sprihati. So even Lakshmi desires this. So tatha hi bhagavatamritiyaha karika. So there are these karikas from Bhagavatamrit. This must be from Brihad Bhagavatamrit. Sada vaksa sthalasthapi vaikunthe shitur indira. So Indira means Lakshmi. So the Lakshmi of Vaikuntha Ishitu, of Narayana, who is master of Vaikuntha, so she is always on his chest. Sada Vaksasthalasthapi Vaikuntha Ishitu. That on the chest of controller of Vaikuntha, she is always present. So that is Lakshmi or Indira. Krishnauraha sprihyasya rupam vivranito adhikam. So she desired to be on the chest of Krishna. Pauranikam upakhyanam atra sankshipya likhyate. So there is this story from the Purana which is described here briefly. Shrihi prekshya Krishna Saundaryam Tatra Lubdha Tatastapa. So Shri or Lakshmi, she saw Krishna, his beauty, so she was very much attracted by the beauty of Krishna. And therefore she performed austerity to be with Krishna. So that's what we have on the other side of Yamuna. The Lakshmi temple is there, and in the month of Magh there is festival there every Thursday. Festival. So she is doing tapasya there. Kurvantim prahatam Krishna kimte tapasi karanam. So Krishna appeared and asked, why are you performing this austerity? What is the reason? So Vijihir Shaytvaya Goshthe Gopi Rupa iti Sabravit. So she said that I wish that I can also be a gopi in your Goshtha in Vraja. That is my wish, means I also want to be a gopi. So tad durlabham iti prokta. So Krishna said that that is not possible. Although he is saying durlabh means difficult, he is not saying it is impossible, but durlabh, very durlabh. So why is it durlabh? What is the problem? So many people are getting Manjari Bhav. So why Lakshmi cannot get Manjari Bhav? What is the answer? So many people freely getting Manjari Bhav. Right?
She had a eternal position at Vishnu's feet.
But she is ready to give up that.
But her willing, rather than her willingness, it has to be Krishna's willingness to, because if she has an eternal position, then it is eternal.
What?
If it is an eternal position, then it is eternal unless changed by the Lord, Supreme Lord.
So he can change.
Because no gopi anigatya. If you don't follow in the footsteps of
She
the
doesn't come in Gaudiya Sampradaya. She started her own Sampradaya, that's why.
That's a good answer.
She cannot give up her Aishvarya. She cannot give up her Aishvarya.
She is doing tapasya here, you are talking about Aishwarya, she is eating khichdi. Not even bread. She has given up bread and butter and just surviving on khichdi. So what is the Aishwarya in eating khichdi?
But she still has the power of being Ishwari. She still has the power of being Ishwari.
That is the problem. The problem is that she doesn't want to think that she is not the Lakshmi. So, unless you give up everything, you cannot become Gopi like that. If you have even this attachment, then it's not possible. So that's why I said it is Sudurlabha. So you can eat your bread, but you have to give up your bhav. No problem. So she wants to remain Lakshmi, but that is not possible. He said, Tad Durlabham iti prokta. So he said, Durlabham, not possible. So then he said, another choice, ask something else. So Lakshmi punarabravit. So then Lakshmi said, Swarna rekhaeva te nath vastum ichhami vakshasi. He said, okay, can I just be like a golden streak on your chest? So Krishna says, evam astu. He says, let it be so. So satasya tadrupa vakshasi sthita. So therefore she is on the chest of Krishna like a streak. So on the basis of this he is commenting on this statement. Commentators are deep thinkers. Their mind goes in very deep understanding of the words of the sloka. So Sri Sukha Uvacha. So now Sukadeva Goswami explains. Till now it was
in this ये last line में एवं अस्ति
अस्तु
एवं अस्तु अति सा
संधि सीख ले यार. अस्तु इति अस्तविति
अस्तु इति
उद्वम वा.
ठीक.
So Sri Sukha Uvacha. एवं वृंदावनम श्रीमत् कृष्णः प्रीतमना पशून् रेमे संचारे अन्नद्रे सरिद्रोधः सुसानुगः. So in this way, in Vrindavan, Krishna was enjoying. So Srimad Krishna Pritmana Vrindavanam Reme. So it is how he enjoyed Vrindavan. Pritmana, being pleased in his mind. Sancharayan Adrehe Sarid Rodhasu Sanuga. So along with his followers, Anuga means his friends, moving around the Adri, Govardhan, river, Yamuna, Rodha, Tat, banks of the river. So he enjoyed like this. So this is a simple sloka, but he brings out some very special meaning. I don't know if this meaning came somewhere in the Sandarbha also. I'm just wondering, because this explanation, what he writes in the commentary, I have definitely read it before, but I don't remember. So the trick here in this sloka is Sancharayan instead of Sancharan. So here Ni Pratyaya is applied, which is coming soon in our Harinamrita Vyakaran class. So Sancharan means moving about. He enjoyed moving about the bank of river, in the vicinity of mountain, Govardhan, etc. But actually he says Sancharian, making them move. And it is on this and Pritmana and what is said earlier, Gopya, he will make a whole comment on that. It's very interesting how he writes this commentary. It's quite amazing. Sometimes very amazing how they think of the words and how they derive such meanings. It's really very striking. Where nobody writes anything, then he writes this. So evamiti spashtam. So he says, the sloka is very simple, there is nothing to write on it. Spashtam means clear, which means it does not need any comment. What is there to comment? Evam Vrindavanam Śrīmad Krishna Pritmana Pasun Reme Sancharen Adre Savidrodhas Sanuga. Very simple. You can understand every word, you can make an anvay. Meaning in this way, in this way means the way we have described. In this way he went around Vrindavan, relishing its beauty, praising his brother, playing around so with his friends. So therefore he says evamiti spashtam. But then he says alternatively there is another meaning. And this is what I want to say. So itham agrajam paritoshya. So in this way, why was he praising his brother suddenly? So if a child breaks something in the house, when the mother is not there, and then mother comes, so now the child knows that mother comes and mother is going to find out that he has broken something. So how the child will behave? In a very cute way, in a very loving manner to the mother, flattering her, so that her mood becomes soft. And then she comes to know that he has broken. Now she cannot become harsh immediately so much. Maybe a little anger will come, but say, okay, this innocent boy, he broke it. So this is the psychology. Children even know this. When they make a mistake, then they do this. Or if you want something from somebody, then you behave like that. So now Krishna, why suddenly started praising Balaram? What was the need? Oh, these trees are worshipping you, this. So now Balaram is very happy. And now Krishna says, okay, I am going on my trip. So he wants to take a detour and do his secret Leela. So that was the reason. Great people do something, even children do something like this, so what to speak of Krishna. So therefore he says, Itham agrajam paritoshya. In this way he satisfied his brother. So now his brother is not going to say, oh Krishna, where are you going? Just like that. So he has given me so much praise, I should not stop him. What he wants to do. So gopyantrena bhajyoriti nij uktya eva uddipta kandarpa tatsanga eva ga sakhinscha niyujya bho Śrīmad-Bhāgavata. So when he spoke this statement in the previous sloka, gopyantrena bhajyorapi yat sprihasi, that he had this creeper on his chest in between his arms, which was very beautiful, or which was, the creeper was beautified, bhushan bhushanangam, the ornaments get ornamented by Krishna's beauty. So Balaram also, he said like that. And then even Lakshmi wants to be on chest of Balaram. So when he said that, and he used the word gopi, So his own desire became excited to be with gopis. Because sometimes when you speak about something, then your own mood becomes excited by that. If you read some sad story and you talk about the sad story to others, then you may yourself have this feeling of sadness. Or if you recite the poetry or story of Veer Rasa, then you may yourself get into the Veer Rasa mood, very chivalry. Some poetry of chivalry, if you recite, then you yourself feel chivalrous by doing that. So since he spoke about Gopi, and in the midst of your arms this Gopi Vallari is there and Lakshmi also wants, so his own mood got excited to be with the gopis. So he says, Nijoktya eva, by his own words, Uddipta Kandarpa. So his love for Gopi got heightened. So tatsanga eva ga sakhinsya niyujye. So then what Krishna did? He entrusted his cows and friends to Balram. Because he wants to be with the gopis, but then how to go? Their cows and friends are there. So he made Balram as in charge. And he said, Bho Śrīmad-Arya. So he said with respectfully that, my dear sir, Kshanamha matra sublena sardham govardhan kandra rodhasi vishramya agantas. That I am little bit tired, so I am going with Subal to the cave of Govardhan, and I am going to relax there for some time. So in the meantime, you look after the cows and friends. So I'll be back.
Maharaj, here Tatsanga means in the Sangha of Balram. Tat refers to Balram.
Yeah. So tomagre kalindi rodhasu tavad vihare. So says that you be in the front on the bank of Yamuna and enjoy there. Vihara iti uktva tato vyujya. So he separated himself from there. And Pogande api Kashora avirbhavat. So although he is in the Poganda, but his Kashora became manifest. Means he is like a teenager. Rahasi Brajbala bhi sardham reme. And then he came and he relished the company of young girls of Braja. Itiyaha. So this is what is being described in this sloka. This is what Sukdev is telling now. That in this way, after praising Balram, then Krishna did this. Vrindavanam Srimad Krishna Pritmana Reme. Because earlier he said that Rantum Dadhe Mana, right? Niriksha Rantum Bhagavan Mano Dadhe. So now he is coming to that. So evam agrajam stutya twadvara eva pashun vrindavanam sancharayan. So this is the meaning, that in this way, by praise, through this stuti which he gave, pashun vrindavanam sancharayan adrehe sarito manas gangaya rodsurame iti. So he says that making the animals, means the cows here, go around in Vrindavan. Adrehe sarito manas gangaya rodsurame. He enjoys on the Manas Ganga bank, that is near Govardhan. And Srimati Vrajyoshin Mukhya. So the word here used Srimad Krishna. So why suddenly Srimat came here? All this time there was no Srimat or Sriman used. So he says here it refers to Radha. So Srimati is the chief of all the girls of Vraja, and Saiva Prita, and she is called Prita. Prita means Premvati, or that who is full of love, or who has love for him. Premvati Yasmin Sa. So Prita Premvati Yasmin Sa Kulala Kartriko Ghata Itivat Prita Ityasya Visheshatva Vivaksha Parnipata. So Pritamana is put before. Ateva Pritamana Anugabhi Sakhibhi Sahita Vyakhyanasya Asya Rahasyatvat Etad Asya Avarkam Ratnasya Kanuk Samputam. So Pritamana Sanuga. So he says Anugabhi Sakhibhi Sahita, along with the Sakhis, or the followers of Radharani. So he says this Vyakhyanasya Asya Rahasyatvat. He says this explanation is very confidential, and therefore it is covered. Just like if you have some gem, diamond, then you keep it inside a little box, golden box inside, keep it covered, you don't show it. So like that, this explanation is hidden inside the words, and you have to open it to understand the meaning. So Vyakhyantaram Avatarika Vinayeva Asti Tad Yatha. But if you don't want to accept this explanation, then there is simple explanation. Tad Yatha, that is like this. Srimanto Baldevadya Prita Yasmin Sa. So Srimanta is Krishna, Balram, and they have love for him, so that is Krishna. Sanuga Anugai Sahita. Sanuga means the friends along with that. Anyat Samanam, rest is same. So that's a very interesting explanation he gives.
Father, could I ask a question?
Yeah.
Did Balaram have already his own set of gopis at that time, which Krishna referred to when he spoke about the gopis?
Yes.
So he was not referring to his gopis, but to another set, which Balaram was
Yes.
associating with. Okay.
So now the upcoming slokas are describing how they are relishing. This is the normal explanation. So Kochit Gayati Gayatsu Madandhalishu Anubrataihi Upgiyaman Charita Pathi Sankarshananvitaha Anujalpati Jalpantam Kalavakye Shukam Kochit Savalgu Kujantam Anukujati Kokilam Kochitcha Kalhansanam Anukujati Kujitam Abhinrityati Nrityantam Barhinam Hasayan Kochit Megha Gambire Avacha Namabhir Duragan Pashun Kochit Avayati Pritya Gogopala Manojaya. So in these three slokas, basically just describing how they are playing, enjoying, and basically imitating the various birds, animals there. So he says, Kochit Gayati Gayatsu Madandhalishu Anubrat. So at that time Krishna, sometimes he will sing. How? Madandhalishu Anubratai, being followed by his followers. So Anubratai Upgiya Manacharita. Anuvrata means followers, and Upgiya Manacharita means whose pastimes are being sung. Pathi Sankarshan Anvita, on the path along with Balram. So he would sing when Madandhali Su Gayatsu. So these bees who are intoxicated by the honey and they are singing, so Krishna is also singing along with Balram and his glories are being sung by his followers. And Anujalpati Jalpantam Kalvakya Shukam Kochit. And sometimes they are imitating the Shuka. So Kochit and Sukam Kochit Kalvakya Jalpantam Anujalpati. So the parrot is saying beautiful words, Kalvakya. So then they are also, Krishna is also Anujalpati, he is also following him. And Kvachit Sabalgu Kujantam Anukujati Kokilam, and sometimes the kokil, the cuckoo, who is making a beautiful sound, so then he is also imitating that in a very sweet voice. And Kvachit Chakal Hamsanam Anukujati Kujitam, and sometimes they are swans, so they are making sound, and Krishna is also following their sound. And Abhinirtyati Nrityantam Barihnam Hashyan Kvachit, and sometimes he is dancing, seeing the peacocks dancing, and in this way he is making the boys laugh. So the peacock is dancing and Krishna is also dancing, and all the cowherd boys, they are laughing. So Megh Gambirya Vacha Nam Bhir Durgan Pashun Kvachidabhayati Pritya Go Gopal Manogya. And sometimes in a very deep voice, like the rumbling of the clouds, he calls the cows which have gone far away by calling them by their names. So Namabhi Durgan Pashun. So that means all the cows had names. So then he will call, if some cow has gone too far away, then he will call the name and the cows will come. And Kvachid Avayati Pritya, and he will call in a very loving manner. So then they will come running. And this calling of the cows by names, he says, is Go Gopal Manogya. It was very pleasing both to the cows and to the cowherd boys. They both relished, the cows relished being called, and that means cows, they knew their name. Not that you call one cow and another one is coming. So the cows can also understand their name. If you give them name, then they actually associate with that name. Maharaj also used to call the cows with the name and they will listen. So they have this much understanding. How they have it is difficult to understand because nobody is telling them that this is your name. But they can associate with that sound and then respond. So there is not much comment on this slokas. So it says Barhinam Abhilakshi Kritya Nrityati Sakhin Hasyan Barhinam Eva Rasolasyan. So pointing towards the peacocks, he will dance. So Abhinirtyati means pointing to them. And then Sakhin Hasyan, and thus making the friends laugh. And Barhinam Eva Rasolasyan, and in this way increasing the pleasure of the peacocks. Chakora Kroncha Chakrahava Bharadvajanscha Barhinaha Anuroti Sma Sattvanam Bhitvad Vyagra Simhayoho. So sometimes he will make the sounds of the Chakora bird, the Kroncha, Chakrahava, Chakravak, and Bhardwaj, and peacocks. So these are various types of birds. I don't know their English names. Somebody knows, you can tell. Except for Barhina, which is peacock, others I don't know what they are called in English. So Anurauti. So Anurauti means he makes sounds after their sound. And Sattvanam Bhitavad Vyagra Hinsayo. And sometimes he will make the sound of a tiger or a lion and scare them. And then he himself will also run out of fear as if he is fearing. Bhitavat means as if he is fearing. So he will make the sound and then he will run so that they think that actually some tiger is coming. He himself is making the sound. So make the sound and run, then everybody thinks some tiger has come. And the animals will start running. So he was good in making different types of sounds. So किंतु सत्वानां प्राणिनां मध्ये व्याघ्र सिंहयो शब्देन भीतवत् भवति सखीषु पलायमानेषु स्वयमपि पलायते. So he says by the sound of Vyagra Himsa, then he will run. When his friends will also run out of fear, then he will also run. So Bhitvat Vastutatu Swasya Swabhavik Shauriyene Bhaya Bhavo Vati Pratyena. So why he said Bhitvat? Bhitvat means as if in fear. So he says he did not have any fear, but he was acting so that all the friends also get scared and run. क्वचित क्रीडा परिश्रांतम गोपोत्संगोपबर्हणम स्वयं विश्रमयति आर्यम पाद संवाहनादिभिः. And sometimes when he was tired after playing, then he will make Balram lie down and make him put his head in the lap of another boy, and in this way make him take rest. Swam Vishramayati Aryam, and then he will massage his feet, will make him relax. So Pada Samvahanadi. Pada Samvahan means massaging the feet. Sopbarnam Sirshopadhanam. Barhan means the pillow. So making the lap of another cowherd boy as a pillow. Nityato gayatah kwapi valgato yuddhato mitah grihita hastau gopalan hasanto prashanshatu. So sometimes he will hold hands with Balram. So hasantau, prasanshatu, and laughing and singing, dancing and jumping, fighting with each other, and in this way praising the cowherd boys. So they played like that. Hasantau Krishna Ramo Nrityadin Kurvato Gopalan Prasanshatu. So while laughing, Krishna and Balram, they will dance, or rather they will praise the cowherd boys who were dancing. So they will hold hand together, laugh and then praise them. Kvachit Pallava Talpeshu Niyuddha Sramkarshitaha Vrikshamula Ashraya Shrete Gopot Sangurpa Barnha Pad Sammahanam Chakru Kechit Tasya Mahatmana Aparehat Papmano Vyajnai Samvijayan. Sometimes when he will get tired after wrestling, so they will wrestle, then he tired, so he will lie down on the bed of leaves. So there are a lot of trees, so make a pile of leaves and then lie down on that, on the root of a tree. Vrikshamula Ashraya Sete Gopot Sango Pabarahana, making a pillow from the lap of another cowherd boy. And Pad Samvahanam Chakru Kechit Tasya Mahatmane. Some cowherd boys, they will massage his legs and make him thus relax. And Apray Hat Pap Mano Vajnai Samvijayan. And other pure cowherd boys, they will fan him. So in this way, sometimes he was fanning Balram, he was massaging his legs, making him relax, giving massage to Balram. And sometimes cowherd boys will give massage to him. And in this way he will relax. अन्ये तदनुरूपाणि मनोज्ञानि महात्मनः गायन्ति स्म महाराज स्नेह क्लिन्न धिया सनई. So at that time, some cowherd boys, what they will do when the others were massaging, he was lying down. So then they will sing songs according to the time and circumstances, and their sneha klinna dhiya, their hearts were melted out of affection for him, and in this way they will sing his praises, which were very beautiful, manogyani, mahatmana. Tadanurupani asansi gaya. So singing his praises, which were appropriate to Krishna. Evam nigudhatma gati swamaya gopatmajatvam charitair vidambayan reme ramala litapada padapallavo grammai samam gramme vad isha chestita. So this he concludes their description of their playing, because now he is going to describe killing of Dhenkasura. So he says, in this way, Nigudha Atma Gati Swamaya Gopatma Jatvam Charitair Vidamben. So Krishna, who is Nigudha Atma Gati, whose inner nature was hidden, means he was not manifesting his Aishwarya, his majesty. So he has covered himself by his Maya, Swamaya Nigudhatma Gati. And he was just like a cowherd boy, Gopatma Jatvam, Charitair Vidamben. So he was just like a cowherd boy, playing like a cowherd boy, and thus enjoyed Rama Lalita Pada Pallava, the person whose feet are served by Lakshmi. He was behaving just like a village boy. Grammai samam gramme vadi isha cheshtit. So just like a village boy, he was playing with other village boys. So this is very difficult for a person like Brahma to understand. Now we are reading and we are thinking, what is the problem? But actually, if you are somebody like Brahma or Shiva or Indra, it will be just impossible to understand that this boy can be Bhagavan. Because they themselves have so much Aishwarya, which we cannot imagine. The amount of Aishwarya even Indra has. But to speak of Shiva and Brahma, they have so much opulence and power, all types of, and they are aware of it. Brahma is creating just by thinking. Shiva also. And they had so many fights with asuras, this, that, blessing. So they are aware of all their shaktis, their powers, and they know that Vishnu is superior to them. So now they see him just like playing around, eating in the not even having shoes and running after the cows. They can't believe that he can be God. It's very difficult if you see it from their perspective. That's why when Brahma came, he says, how can he be God? But at the same time, he saw that this Aghasura is killed, such a huge python is lying killed by him, and he saw the Atma of this merging into him, so he couldn't believe this. These two things he could not put together. And that's why he did what he did. So here that's what is describing, that Nigudha Atmagati Swamaya. So even the great, because people who know who is God, they know what all he can do. And those who have, we only read theoretically. We say, oh, he is Mahavishnu lying, all these things are coming from the pores of his body. But imagine somebody who actually sees Mahavishnu. And then would he think that this boy can be Mahavishnu, even superior to Mahavishnu? It's impossible. So this is the interesting thing. So that's why it says Rāsa-līlā Pada Pallava. That his feet which are being worshipped by Rama, Lakshmi, he is walking barefoot here in Vrindavan. Not walking somewhere like in Tapoloka or Maharloka or Satyaloka, but here on earth, which is Martyaloka, where Devas don't want to touch it with their feet. The quality of the Devas is that they don't land on the land. They stay above. And he is walking. Who is the Devadhideva? Who is the who is worshipable to all the Devas? He is walking here and also barefoot in the dust. This is too much for them to grasp. It's beyond their imagination. So that's what it says, Evam Nigudhatmati Gati Swamaya. So why he is doing this? Because this is the place of love. See, the place where prema reigns supreme. And so much prema that he does not want his Aishwarya. So Bhaktan ne mohi bhāti bhāti nachaya. So these devotees make him dance here. That's why he was dancing, he was singing, he was playing with them. It's only because of their love. So that's what is being described here. So Svayog Maya Avritam Atma Ashwaryam. He has covered his Ashwarya by his Yog Maya. Swayam Gopatmajo api. Although he himself is son of a Gopa, cowherd boy. Charitair Gopatmajatvam Bhupal Putratvam Vidambayam Triskarvan. But he has kicked away the behavior or mood of being the son of a Gopa. Gopa also means a king. Go means earth, Pa means protector. So he takes the meaning of Gopatmajatvam Charitair Vidambayan. Vidambayan means throwing away, kicking away. It also means to act. Sopi evam lilam kartum ne janati iti bhava. So he says that he himself is not knowing this. Gopo Gopalako Goshtadhyakshe Prithvi Pato Piti Medani. So why is giving this meaning? Because the word Gopa means Gopal, cowherd boy, Goshtadhyaks, the chief of the cowards, and also a king. Aishwarya Drishtya Rāsa-līlā Pada Pallavopi. So from Aishwarya majesty point of view, his feet are worshipped by Lakshmi. Tadavaranath Keshchit Grammai Bandhuvi Saha Kashchit Gram Matra Bhyo Bandhurivare me na kevalam avritam eva tadaishwaryam ityaha asur maranadi prastave isham aishwaryamayam cheshtitam. So he says, although from Aishwarya point of view he is having so much opulence that Rama is worshipping his feet, but because he is covered, he is playing with his friends who are just village boys. and just like another village boy and enjoying it. So his Aishwarya is only covered, not that he does not have the Aishwarya. Kevalam avritameva tad Aishwaryam. So when it's time for him to kill the Asuras, Asur Maranadi Prastave, then Aishwarya becomes manifest. So it's not that he has lost his Aishwarya, but Aishwarya remains hidden. So therefore Isham Aishwaryam Chestitam is Chestitam. That when the need comes, then he manifests. So I stop here. Any question anybody has?
गोपात्मजोऽपि चरितैर् गोप आत्मजत्वं भूपालपुत्रत्वं vidambayan. What is the meaning of this? Even though he is Gopatmaja, he is the son of Gopa. By his charitra or by his leelas, he is Gop Atmajatva.
He is taking the meaning of Gopa here as king. That's what he is saying. That's why he says Gopa means king, Bhupal Putratva.
Okay, so Go means land and Pa means...
Go means earth.
Okay.
Go also means earth. So he is not taking the meaning as cowherd here. Means he is Gopatmaja, means he is son of a king, but he is not behaving like a king's son. Okay.
Babaji, I have just one question. So when Krishna was praising Balaram, so when he was praising Balaram, then in actuality he was speaking about his own opulences, that trees are bowing down to him and all of that. So that means he was aware of his Aishwarya, but he was projecting it on Balaram. Now here it says he's not aware of it. So could you clarify that?
Yeah, but what is the Aishwarya there? What kind of Aishwarya was there? He's just saying, it's just a what you call poetic embellishment, that these trees are touching your feet and this and that. What is that? What Aishwarya is there? Aishwarya means... Aishwarya means you are doing something superhuman. That's what Aishwarya means. This kind of poetry you can make.
Okay, but he was aware of his special stature or position.
That's what he's saying here. Otherwise, why is he dancing like a normal person? What is the Aishwarya you saw?
Pardon?
What is that Aishwarya that you saw in this description? That's what I'm saying.
It seems that if he's aware that everybody is bowing down to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even an ordinary person walking, who likes his wife or husband or girlfriend can praise like that. If you are a poet,
Yeah.
You have to think from the poetic point. Poets make all kinds of imagination like that.
Okay.
That does not mean these poets have got some Aishwarya on it.
Okay.
It's just describing the beauty of Vrindavan basically. This is also Kavya. You have to understand that Bhāgavatam is also a Kavya.
Babaji.
Yes.
At the beginning it was said Brahmanas should be protected. Does it mean physically, or is it the knowledge that should be protected?
Where was it said?
At the beginning, brahmanas and few other things should be protected at the beginning.
Today?
Yes?
No, you did not understand that. I was talking about the creeper. So I said that creeper women and brahmanas, they need shelter. Means they always search a shelter. I did not say that the creeper will, if there is a creeper, then it will look for a tree and go up. And if there is a brahmana, he will also look for somebody who can give some dakshina.
Okay.
And woman also looks for a husband. Olden times, now not. So this is an old saying. We can make modifications.
Okay. Thank you.
Just like you make amendments to constitution. So you can make amendments to the sayings. So protection of Brahmana means he has to be given financial support. Otherwise, how will he continue his duties? That's what it means. A Brahmana needs a financial support. How will you protect his knowledge? That knowledge, he doesn't need your help. He will do it himself. But he also needs to eat. These also his basic requirements. Okay.